first hot air balloon was tethered and was made in the 1700s, and no one could fly in it. But Francisco was able to make the first untethered hot air balloon that actually allowed people to fly. He was trying to cross the English Channel, but due to some accident on the hot air balloon, it was a fatal crash and he was the first person to die in flight. In 1908, Orville Wright and Lieutenant Thomas Selfridge were the first people doing the first fatal plane crash. The plane crash was caused to a stress crack in the propeller, causing Lieutenant Thomas Selfridge to die. He was the first person to die from a plane and the first Army person to die.
The Air Comrades Act of 1926 is when we actually were starting to get serious about plane safety. This Comrades Act enforces flight safety rules, improving aids to navigation, and establishing new.
On June 1985, Air India Flight 182 crashed off the southwest coast of Ireland when a bomb exploded in the cargo hold. All 307 passengers and 22 crew members died.
On August 19, 1980, Saudi Arabian Airlines Flight 163 had a catastrophic fire. The fire started in the storage department by two butane stoves. The pilot landed but taxied the plane back towards the airport instead of doing an emergency evacuation, thus killing all 301 passengers due to smoke inhalation. August 12, 1985, Japan Airlines Flight 123. While flying, the plane started to experience mechanical failures and started to go down. It clipped a mountain and started to spiral and crash into said mountain, killing 520 people and only 4 survived. The maintenance officer later committed suicide and left a note stating, "I am atoning with my death, Susuma Tajima." The most terrible plane crash, March 27, 1977, the Tenerife disaster. While one plane was coming in for a landing, one plane was trying to take off, so on the runway, they both made a head-on collision, and thus killing 583 people. It was a pretty bad disaster.
Knowing the height limits is important for safety to avoid injury to both the pilot and the plane. From pre-modern balloons to modern-day balloons, the height limits varied and rose. In 1783, the first human flight by Jean-François reached 85 feet but stopped because it was tethered. It is hard to determine how high air balloons can go nowadays. The limit most likely deals with fuel levels to safely get down. Today, most airliners are restricted to a cruising altitude of 45,000 feet or less in the air. Height limits for military aircraft is kept somewhat secret, so it is difficult to know their limits. Helicopter and propeller planes can only reach about 25,000 feet because the air gets too thin to provide enough lift. While there isn't much to reach on this subject, aircraft make a lot of noise. How much noise varies on the craft itself. Going from quietest to loudest in decibels, a hot air balloon burner can be between 88 decibels and 107, while a propeller plane at 1,000 feet only hits 88 decibels. Military and commercial helicopters only reach 100 decibels. Commercial aircraft at takeoff can produce between 120 and 140 decibels in older Purejet models. And in newer fanjet models, they go between 100 to 120 decibels. The second loudest noise for aircraft is the deck of an aircraft carrier at 140 decibels. The loudest noise level possible is a jet takeoff at 25 meters, which reaches 150 decibels. And at that level, eardrums
The reason we talk
rupture.
about plane crashes was because so we can learn from those mistakes and improve on them for safer flight. The same goes with weight because we need to know the limits of planes so we can get more people and luggage on board. The same goes with hearing protection. Our ears are kind of fragile and we need their protection, so we need to know the right safety procedures for it.